All right, good evening, Springs BOE. You're live and being recorded, and the phone lines are open. You may begin.
Great, thank you very much. We're going to call the meeting to order now. It's 7:10. Vicki, would you do roll call, please?
Sure. In attendance tonight is Barbara Dayton, Eric Fredrickson, Emma Field, Patrick Brabant, and Kate Saris.
Thank you very much. If we could all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we're going to change up the order of the agenda this evening a little bit. Starting out with the very special recognition of Sherry Walters, one of our custodians who's been with us for a while now and who is retiring.
Thank you, Barbara. Yes, Sherry started her career at Spring School in 2014 as a recess monitor. She resigned from that position in 2015 to become a full-time custodian. She started on the night shift, and when a position became available during the day, she was happy to be able to make the shift to days. She's been dependable. She works well with her colleagues. She's friendly. She enjoys being around the staff and students. Since the opening of the UPK program in the SYA building, that has been her domain. And she goes over there daily to take care of the SYA building, and they really adore her. She'll be missed, but she's already indicated that she'd like to stay on as a substitute. So you'll see that at the next board meeting, and maybe return to her roots as a lunch monitor next year. We wish you all the best in retirement. We can't thank you enough for your service to this community. It's just such a pleasure to have you around the building. We're going to miss you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. And a safety word?
Yes, of course. Right there at the podium. We'll take your picture.
Yeah. I just wanted to thank everybody. This has been a career change, and I learned from square one how to put a bag in a garbage pail, how to move furniture. Eric Drew taught me how to move furniture and all kinds of things and strip floors, and it's been a whirlwind, and it went very quickly. I didn't think I'd make it, but I did, and I'm very appreciative for having this opportunity. Thank you very much.
She loves to paint, by the way.
Custodial supervisor here. I've worked with Sherry for many years. It's such a pleasure. She's been an extremely hard worker. She not only worked very hard to help take care of the building, but she's contributed in many other ways as far as the environment goes, with her decency, her kindness, and you could feel it wasn't just a job for her. She's, you see her down the hallway, she's smiling with the teachers, she's smiling with the kids. She's not just rolling past. So she's not only been a good worker, she's been my my daily calendar and a friend.
Thank you. Oh,
Nick. All the custodial staff, they never get a chance to be here.
Oh, okay.
Would you ask them to stand and please be recognized? Just introduce them, Nick. Just introduce them.
Okay. Yeah. Chris Murray. He's been with us for how many years? It's my third year. Third year here. He's been good and great. Yeah, Divine Kid. He started this year. He's been great here as well. So you see down the hallway. He'll help you with anything. He's a sweet guy. Yeah. Let's deal with this for how many years, Gus? Almost 100 years. And it'll be 100 more. Police. Guerrero. He's been here for how long now?
Oh, it's almost 9 years.
Almost 9 years here. He's one of my go-to guys, and appreciate him as well. We're missing Eric Drew. Karina. Karina is one of our.
Oh, thanks for being here.
We do what we can for you all.
You do a great job.
You
I must
do.
say.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Thank you all. That was really nice of them.
Yeah, no, we're very fortunate. We have a wonderful custodial staff. We're very dedicated and very nice. So we are going to go to the robotics presentation.
You want to do public comment?
Well, we
first?
usually do public commentary before personnel. We don't usually do it at the beginning there. So I think we should just do our recognitions first and then go into public commentary like usual. Do you want to do the scope awards or the robotics?
Let's do robotics.
Yes. All right.
So I'm going to introduce two fabulous award-winning teams here. The Thunderbots and the Lightning Bots competed at the William Floyd qualifying event. The Thunderbots won the Innovation Award, and you'll hear about their innovation project. The Lightning Bots won for the core values, which is something very unique to FIRST. It's about working as a team. It's about embracing those concepts that are considered very important skills today. They also won the high robot score, which again is amazing. And that particular award did get them to the Long Island Regional Competition, the championship at Hicksville.
Yeah.
But they did something very unique this year. They nominated their mentors, Eric Schwab and Laura Foti, for the Mentor Award, and they won.
Oh, fabulous.
So thank you for doing that because they've worked very hard to build this program. So it was really nice to hear their recommendation. The Lightning Bots, as I said, went on for the championship at Hicksville. They made us all proud, but they were competing with the best of the best on Long Island. So, but they really did show Springs. I said I put Springs on the map, and now people know, where did you drive from? Oh my goodness. I also want to do a shout out to our bus driver, Joe Quinlan, who brought them to Hofstra this past Friday to see the high school robotics team. Bridgehampton was present, Sag Harbor was present, so they got to see their neighbors and the high school students compete. So they're going to present their projects, I believe.
Great. Come on up.
Fair warning, we are gonna rearrange the furniture. Welcome to Spring School Lego Robotics. I'm Tracy Frazier, along with Danielle Hamilton, Laura Foti, and Eric Schwab. We are the Lego Robotics coaches. Yes, we are coaches.
They were new this year.
Thank you for inviting us to join you tonight with our amazing students. We are so grateful for the support of the school board and the administration for the appointment of Mrs. Hamilton and me as additional coaches so that Spring School could send 2 teams to competition. This enriched the experience for so many students and allowed each team to work more closely on both the research component and the robot design. As new coaches, we had a lot to learn. Ms. Foti and Mr. Schwab demonstrated the philosophy of the first Lego League and showed us what gracious professionalism really looks like. Hence, them being nominated as coaches that we love and respect. While we competed as 2 teams, they made us feel like we were one. Good evening, I'm Danielle Hamilton. For those of you that do not know about the Lego Robotics program, each team of students is tasked with a different challenge where they have to implement problem solving, creativity, persistence as they research an innovative solution for the assigned challenge of the season. This season, the theme of the first Lego League competition was Masterpiece, which celebrated the arts.
Both the Lightning Bots and the Thunderbots walked away from the qualifying event at William Floyd with awards. The Lightning Bots received the Core Values Award, which recognizes the embodiment of discovery, innovation, impact, inclusion, teamwork, and fun. So this is their first finalist Core Values Award that they received. And the Thunderbots took home the Innovation Award, which means that this team utilized a multitude of resources for their innovation project. The end result was creative, well-researched. It was a well-researched solution to a rather open-ended issue, which focused on ways to make the visual arts accessible to all people. And tonight, we will have the pleasure to see both presentations. The Lightning Bots achieved enough total points at the qualifiers to move on to the championship at Hicksville on March 10th. Although they did not receive awards there, they were able to work hard and overhaul and perfect their presentation. We're very proud of both teams, and this is the Thunderbots Innovation Award. So we rode the bus home that day with a lot of smiles, holding awards. They were thrilled. Okay, so without further ado, we introduce the Thunderbots and their innovation projects.
Hello, we are the Spring School Thunderbots. I'm Thomas, and this is our team.
I'm Elijah.
I'm Justin. I'm Jeff.
I'm Wyatt.
I'm Carlos.
I'm Rafa. I'm Abigail.
And I'm Cloud.
Have you ever wondered how people who are visually impaired experience art?
Well, we did. We brainstormed ideas and settled on one of them for our project.
Welcome to our innovation project. We came up with a system of textures that represent colors so that the visually impaired can collaborate and experience art. Blue is the edge of a paper plate. White is smooth plastic. Purple is velvet. Green is sandpaper. Orange is bubble wrap. Gray is foam. Brown is scaly paper. And red is lace. You may be a bit confused by what I just said because the colors here don't match here, but for the visually impaired, the textures are the colors.
As for the colors that were mentioned, they can be shown above here, with yellow being a Lego base plate, pink being yarn, black being the tip of a Swiffer, and tan being Velcro.
Our biggest challenge was to find the textures for each texture materials in our school. We tried to use commonly household stuff to keep the focus on the colors.
Originally, we thought of adding both smell, temperature, and touch, but we realized that was too ambitious, so we only narrowed it down to touch, as you can see.
We had the opportunity to interview Janine Johnson, who is a volunteer for the Long Island Lighthouse for the Blind. So we interviewed her, and she said that her organization helps bring happiness and health, and she does think that people with visual impairments do deserve to experience art.
The reason why we decided to add this quote, make today matter, is because today we will make a difference for the visually impaired person. Our project will help the visually impaired person to be able to experience art with colors for the first time.
In the end, we all walked away with an understanding of the challenges that people that with visual impairment have, and it was worth the while we did this. We will all have marvelous memories and keep them in our hearts from what's happened so far this year. That's it.
Yeah.
Have you had the opportunity to present this to anyone who is visually impaired to see how they,
Not yet.
okay. Have any of you sort of tried it out by, blindfolding yourself just to see what it felt like? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And so clearly you've chosen things that have very different textures, right? So when you're touching it, it's noticeable enough that what colors are, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, very interesting. And was this the project, your innovation project, were you the only group that was working with this particular subject of making something accessible in this way? Or is this or other people have other solutions, or was this just your own project?
This was pretty much just our own project. Almost every team did something different because this is going all around like the planet, and a bunch of different people are doing the project. So it would, if that actually happened, and we found another team with the same thing, that would be very rare, very surprising.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Thank you. You're all coming back next year?
We showed them.
Oh, some of them are last year.
The teaser video. So.
Let me just play in the library or?
We're gonna
Are you gonna display that in the library?
So we're gonna introduce.
No, but that's a
lightning process.
good idea.
We have a research presentation as well. One of our lightning class team members did experience a medical emergency today, so unfortunately, one of our other team members is taking over their lines. So they're doing more of a performance for you. So come on down, guys. Thank you.
I get in.
I don't get it. Oh, it hasn't been.
Okay, thank you. Admit one.
At the beginning of our robotics season, we originally had a research presentation for our innovation project. But now, in celebration of the masterpiece season, we're back with a performance. We wrote a play to portray our research and the community that it impacts. We decided that since our project mainly impacts the performing arts community, what better way to share with you than through a performance? This is the story of our team, why we made the project, and our hopes for the future.
Introducing our programmers, hosts Soy, Max, and Danny, now our main researchers, Jeanette and Peyton, our writer and proofreader, Adri, our creators, Francisco and Benny, our builder, me, Johan, our organizer, Nick, and our supervisor, Watts.
You are about to witness the journey of our robotics team packed into a 7-minute show. Please hold on to your tickets and enjoy.
Mr. Schwab, Miss Foggy, you have a huge problem.
Don't overreact, Adri. What's up? Our friend isn't comfortable participating in our school musical. She doesn't even want to audition.
Why not? Is she going to get a bad role?
No, it's not that. It's because she's deaf. And according to Harvard Political Review, 95% of deaf actors are played by able-bodied characters.
Roll with it.
And they don't want to feel different from other people. According to Pace University, the recent Oscar-winning movie The Shape of Water features a character who is deaf and mute, but the actress herself is neither. This is an example of a role that could have been played by a deaf actor and would have been a great opportunity, but instead the story was acted out by an able-bodied person.
Did you know that Marlee Matlin is the only deaf actress to ever win an Academy Award?
Oh no, that was a long time ago. In 1986, she starred in Children of a Lesser Donkey.
As you can see, the Friends have a huge problem. Just like in the real performing industry, their friend is underrepresented in her community. According to the National Deaf Center, 13.6% of the United States is deaf or hard of hearing.
Hang on, that doesn't sound like a lot of people to me.
Actually, if you complete the calculations, 13.6% of the American population impacts about 45 million people.
Deaf performers all over the world are facing the same issue, not being cast into shows because of their disability. This is a major issue and somebody has to solve it.
Let's come up with a plan! Prior to identifying this problem, the robotics team researched a variety of different issues in artistic communities.
For example, in the beginning, I wanted to make an inexpensive smartphone that people in underdeveloped countries could use to share their art and communicate with the rest of the world.
We also thought that we could make a drone that could deliver art supplies to places that did not have those resources.
While all of these ideas are amazing, we finally decided on a wristband that could help deaf actors and actresses to help them perform. We believe that our project would affect an underrepresented part of our community who we wanted to see in the spotlight.
Oh, wait, you could. Okay, well, we initially thought that we could easily do this with an app. However, we discovered a couple of major problems. First of all, smartwatches are expensive. The Samsung Galaxy Watch 6 cost $240.
Second of all, microphones on smartwatches are designed to block out background noise, which can make it very difficult for the software to pick up the lines of the singer.
So what you're saying is your device is incredibly affordable and controlled by a person off stage. Its sole purpose is to help deaf actors and actresses.
That's exactly what we're saying.
In fact, the wrist is one of the most sensitive parts of the body, so a wristband is perfect.
The band is discreet and matches and can be customized to match the performer's skin tone, so it won't be a distraction to audiences during performances. Wait, did you come up with this idea in one shot, or did it evolve over time? Are you sure this idea didn't already exist?
This was our first prototype that our technology teacher, Mr. Cole, helped us create 3D print and Tinkercad.
Originally, we focused on a watch type of wristband but then we realized that it would infringe on the main sole purpose of our project being discreet and small. We then used a fabric that the neck could shade since it can be skin colored and is discreet.
I love your idea, but how is it different from what's already out there?
Well, while we were researching, we discovered a vibrating vest that was very similar to our idea. The main difference with our idea is that it's discreet, has LED lights to cue actors on and off stage and tell them if they're on the right pitch or not, and it is more affordable.
What price range is it going to be? Is it going to be affordable and accessible to everyone?
It is! We worked hard on searching on sites like Amazon.com to find the right materials, such as haptic motors, Arduinos, and Bluetooth receiver chips to make it cost $40.
Yeah, and we even decided on a name.
What is it?
Project Equity!
Stop. Why is this thing so cheap?
We prefer to call it remarkably inexpensive. The lightning bots believe that the more affordable, the better. They want to make everyone feel included no matter what.
Our film club director, Nigel Noble, who is also an Oscar-winning director, just put us in contact with the head of the Acting Foundation, Lights Camera Access. Her name is Sheila Traster. We met with Sheila and a bunch of other members of Lights Camera Access on a Zoom meeting. One of the people in the meeting was a man by the name of CJ Jones. He said that our idea can not only help deaf actors and actresses, but even can help the whole deaf community as a whole.
The company Lights Camera Access's mission is to increase disability employment in front of and behind the camera. This company's mission aligns with our project's objectives.
That's great. I just contacted the Deaf West Theater and they said they would happily help us if we progress further in our robotics season.
With all this amazing help from others, you can turn Project Equity into a real thing.
So you're telling me they did this without any problems?
There were a few problems along the way. For example, the team had to decide what fabric to use and then disagree until they came to the decision on using hypoallergenic nylon spandex. They also disagreed on to have a screen or not, but at the end of the day, the goal was to have it be as small and discreet as possible. Another obstacle we had to overcome was getting to meet together as one whole group because we were all in extracurricular activities like volleyball, chess club, and our school musical. This made it hard for us to come together as a group and discuss our ideas, and we all had to make very much sacrifices.
7 years into the future, the entire Lightning Marks team had turned Project Equity into a real nonprofit company and even had thousands of actors buying from them.
According to the World Health Organization, 1.5 billion people are deaf of hard of hearing, which is around 20% of the global population, and it is found in almost every region and country in the world. Over 200 million people have disabling hearing loss, and it is expected by the year 2050 that this number will rise to over 750 million. And this project goes out to all of them.
This really is an amazing project. I can't believe you inspired thousands of people to start performing, even though they never thought they could.
We are so happy to be here sharing it with you.
Wait, so the story has a happy ending?
Yes!
Can you explain how this project started?
It's a long story.
That's fabulous. So questions, yes. So I see it looks like you have a couple of prototypes there, but you're talking about it also being in fabric. So is it fabric covered or is it actually, oh, there you go. Okay, perfect. Okay. Yeah, maybe you could just hold that up for the camera too, and we'll take a look at that also. So very interesting. And is that something that can be useful in terms of people who are not on stage, but in everyday life? Is it something that's sending a signal that it's, what kind of signal is somebody getting from it? And what is the signal prompting them to do?
So what we intended it to be for is acting, but hypothetically, if we were to develop it further, it could be used in everyday life. The signal someone might get is a vibration or a little flash of lights.
Right.
This can alert them whether they are on cue, off cue, if they're on the right pitch, if we need them backstage, if they need to be on stage, etc.
Right. Okay.
Why don't you also explain what the interview that you did with that one person said it could be used for their lives?
So I separately contacted one of my mom's friends who is a deaf woman, and I reached out to her with questions that I came up with relating to our project. And she said that she thought it was an amazing idea that could really help her in her daily life because it could help alert her of things that she's normally not aware of, like ambulances, police cars, and emergency vehicles, which can make her life so much easier and really have a greater impact on the deaf community.
Right, absolutely. I mean, it seems like there would be a number of applications for this in terms of actually maybe hearing ambient noises like this, or, you know, if you're in a house with someone and there's someplace that someone's trying to get your attention, is there a sort of an app where you're interacting with that too, you know? Anyway, really great job.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent.
Excellent.
Yeah, so yeah, congratulations. And a big thank you and congratulations to our coaches, especially the award-winning mentors.
Also a shout out to Fred Thiel for his bullet aid, which is now called Grants and Aid, that he's given to the spring school for 6 out of the 7 years I've been here. And it has continued to fund this program for our students and not leave anybody behind who wants to participate in this program. Thank you, coaches. Thank you, students. You made Springs very proud, very proud.
And Mrs. Frazier, Mrs. Hamilton, thank you for
Mhm.
stepping up, so we were able to have that other team. That's very great, thank you. Best part of the board meeting. Sheer fabulous stuff they're doing.
If you guys have to do homework, that's okay.
And do you want to go over the scope board?
Yes.
For us now? Second.
You can stay if you like.
Welcome to stay.
All right, so I had the pleasure of attending the Scope Awards last Monday night, and Spring School nominated really 4 people, but 3 awards. Elaine Bigley for her 26 years of service to the district, AIS teacher. She's here early in the morning. She's best known for her latkes during Hanukkah. She makes them here, and she'll be back to do them in her retirement. She cares really deeply, and we wish her well in her retirement. And she was nominated for the Shining Star Award through Scope. There were, by the way, 60 of the 120 districts represented and over 800 people in the room that evening.
Oh my gosh, where
Yeah,
was this
it
again?
was really well attended.
Which, where?
Villa
venue?
Lombardi's
What was there? Okay,
in Holbrook. Ben Jones was nominated for his 23 years of service to the Spring School as the band teacher. He prepares our students for Scamia, for Hamia, Nisba. He has the patience of a saint when it comes to preparing our students, especially our 4th graders, for playing an instrument. Volunteers in his church along with his family, and he's just such an asset to the Spring School and community. So he was awarded the Shining Star. And then we have 2 bus drivers. So they actually were awarded together with 1 plaque. That's Kathy and Joe Quinlan, who made a career change from being chefs 17 years ago to being bus drivers, and they wouldn't trade it for the world. Each day, not only do they drive the bus, but they are aware of students with special needs, whether it be clothing or food, and quietly and secretly, they take care of those needs. And for that reason, they were very deserving of the Springs Shining Star Award from school.
Well, thank you very much for sharing that, Deb. We have really amazing people working at this school in all sorts of different ways, and those people are really deserving of a special recognition. So glad we could nominate them for that. Okay, so now we're going to go back up to public commentary, which is strictly for the items of board business at this time, which are our personnel, finance, and no policy on here this month. But anyway, if anybody has a question regarding personnel or finance issues that are on the agenda at this time, on either calling in or here, and if not, we will just hop right into personnel.
The PTA update, is there anybody here for PTA update? No? No.
Yeah, we have no callers at this time, Barbara.
Okay, thank you. All right, Deb, do you want to?
Yes.
Personnel?
Okay. A is appoint substitute staff. There's 1 individual there, Maria Dolce. B, accept the letter of resignation from Rachel Messiniak as deputy district clerk. C, approve the agreement with Melissa Flannery. She's the principal's administrative assistant. D, approve the agreement with Rachel Messiniak. She's the assistant principal's administrative assistant. Approve the agreement with Brenda Croja, who is your greeter. F, approve the agreement with Bridget Tapia, who is also a senior administrative assistant in registration office. Approve the agreement with Jennifer Lester is G. She is in the business office as an account clerk. H, approve the agreement of Kelly Carmona, also an account clerk in the business office. approve the agreement of Suzanne Janis with Suzanne Janis. She is your senior administrative assistant in the special ed office. Appointment of intramural coaches, again with the help of funding. John King and Joey Calavito will do the intramurals. They're going to do volleyball, lacrosse, and track. K is the appointment of open gym chaperones. We're only going to be able to do this probably 2 Fridays, again with Fred Deal grant money, because of the Fridays being booked up with different activities, including the World's Fair that just took place. And then the maternity leave for Melissa Dexter. And then the maternity leave for Heather Elliston. This is all due to the day off attached to Memorial Day, because we were day that we have to come back to school because we took snow day. That's the reason for those. Approve FMLA for Robert Chittick. That's a paternity. And that's all personnel.
Okay, any
Goes
questions
to end.
from the board at this time about any of these items?
The open gym, is that gonna start this week or?
It started already.
Oh,
It just that there's a couple of Fridays.
oh, okay. Wonderful.
Any other questions? Do I have a motion to move personnel items A through N to consent agenda?
Motion.
Second? All in favor? Aye. Vicky, are you on board docs right
It
now?
won't, I lost the internet, it's not letting me.
Okay, it's all right.
Did you lose it too?
Yeah, just like disappeared. So was it the internet or the
I'm
site?
assuming it must be the internet.
Really? I still have it up.
Yeah, me too. But if you click on it. Refresh it.
I haven't touched it.
Strange. Okay, so if we will go into finance items now, and
You have A is the revenue status, B is appropriation status. It's just for your information. And then the following items, you want me to take it or Nancy? You want to? Okay. Tonight, we're asking the Board of Education, I think this should be a separate vote, Barbara, approve the public hearing, tax exemption for volunteer firefighters and volunteer ambulance workers. A reminder that this is just an addition for firefighters with 2 years to get the exemption. Currently, firefighters have the exemption who have served and are serving 5 years or more.
so we went over this at the last meeting, but I guess we didn't approve it then, correct?
No.
It was on for a hearing, right?
We need to actually approve it. And I would say keep this separate, Barbara. Should it be read?
So we'll just do that one right now, though. So whereas New York State Real Property Tax Law, Section 466A was amended to permit volunteer firefighters and ambulance workers with 2 years of qualifying service, be eligible for a real property tax exemption from various property taxes. And whereas the Board of Education of the Springs Union Free School District, having held a public hearing on this matter, wishes to expand the tax exemption for volunteer firefighters and ambulance workers as per the revisions to New York State Real Property Tax Law, Section 466-A. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Education of the Springs Union Free School District hereby authorizes the exemptions outlined in the revisions to New York State Real Property Tax Law, Section 466-A. And such exemptions shall be applicable to school taxes in such manner as equal to the provisions set forth by the town of East Hampton under the terms of Resolution 2023-878 as adopted by the town board on June 15th, 2023.
We need to open the public
Do you have a motion? Second?
They did say it.
All in favor? Aye.
Thank you. B is to approve Kevin Jones to attend a school facilities management academy conference. The dates are, this is actually there now, but he received a full scholarship for the conference fee, so the district only had to pay for meals and travel. Don't accept, C is to accept the donation from the Spring School PTA. The first one is for the amount of $4,537 for the pre-K playground installation. The pre-K grant will pay for the actual equipment. D, accept a donation from the Spring School PTA for $1,163 towards the 7th grade trip. E, accept the donation from the Springs PTA of $300 for the World's Fair event. Thank our PTA for their generosity.
Yes.
F, accept the February 2024 claims audit report. C, accept the December 2023, January 2024 warrants. H, accept the donation for the 6th grade field trip. They went into the city and they were surprised by a donation by Melissa and Matt Palumbo for $1,000 with pizzas. Showed up at the jitney carrying all these pizzas
Okay.
that their parents in the district.
Okay, well, thank you very much to them, and also many thanks to the PTA for all of their donations. They have been very busy.
And our kids have been
Really appreciated. So do I have a motion to move finance items B through, where are we, H to consent agenda?
Make the motion.
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Aye. Great. And we do have a couple of special ed.
Yes, just have 2 under each category, Barbara.
Okay. Be it resolved, the Board of Education hereby accepts the special education CSE/CPSE recommendations numbers 23.24 and number 24.25. Do I have a motion? Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Be it resolved that the Board of Education approves the February 27, 2024 regular board meeting minutes. Motion?
Motion.
Second?
Okay.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. And we may have some policies for you next month. We do have a policy meeting tomorrow with a packet to go over.
Thursday,
Thursday.
Thursday, 3 o'clock.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, good, I thought it was tomorrow. Excellent. Okay. So, I see we don't have a principal's report today.
No, we gave the principal a pass.
Okay, nice. No giving you a pass, though.
I don't get a pass. And it looks like I can't bring up the,
I'm trying to open too, it's not.
yeah, the employment, the enrollment report. But on another note, on the superintendent's report, I want to do a big shout out to the entire staff at Spring School and the students that participated in the World's Fair on Friday night, along with our community members. Vicki Firemark did a tremendous job with the Diversity Club. She's going to get a clicker next year because she said there had to be close to 500 people in that gym.
Oh, it is packed. Yeah.
People ran out of food. It was just such a tremendous effort on the part of everybody. That's an event that we're so happy to see come back to Spring School. And I just wanted to thank everybody who made that night such a big success. Really great. Our enrollment report, you're not able to bring it up, right?
It's slowly coming.
There wasn't a significant difference, maybe three students across the grades. It seems like there are a lot of students registering, but for the number of registering, there are children leaving as well. So it's an in and out, mostly with East Hampton, Amagansett, Hampton Bays, a little bit with Riverhead, but it's a back and forth.
Right. Have we had any more registrations for pre-K?
I think we're up to 24.
Deb, you want to see it?
Oh, great. Thank you.
Is that 20 normal for this time of year? We jump all the way from the beginning of the year.
No, we were at 44 last year this time for pre-K. It's light.
We're maintaining the 2 sections then.
Yes. Right now we are. Yep.
And then any overages are going to go to Whitmore.
To Eleanor Whitmore. I spoke to Tim Frazier. He said that he could accommodate them.
Is there a cutoff to add a third section? I'm just concerned about the enrollment because we have more than, we have 60 students now. So the idea that we would somehow end up with less than 36 next year doesn't seem realistic to me.
It comes down to staffing. I mean, you got to let these people know usually by June whether they have a job for September or not. So
we have a little bit of time.
correct. Okay. And if we could get that word out, for people to register. That would be important.
And what's the cost implications if we had a third section that we didn't fully utilize?
You don't get reimbursed from the state unless you have a physical body. So you could hire that teacher. If you don't have the children in the seat, you're not going to get reimbursed.
Okay.
It's based on the number of children.
So we'd have to have 2 full sections. We couldn't distribute them over 3 sections and have a reduced number of kids per section. We'd have to have 2 full sections before we could start filling the third.
Correct. And remember, the way the funding works, the first 12 students are under the old state money, which is $5,400 per child. The second pot of money is that expansion grant, which allows us $10,000 per student if the teacher is certified in early childhood. And that's where we get most of our funding to reimburse the district for security, for custodial, to pay the rent for the SYA. So it's critical that we maximize that. So then you're looking at 6, and then you need another 36 to max out that funding. And then there's a third pot of money, and that's the third pot of money that we've been using to send kids to Eleanor Whitmore. Even if they enroll today, Eleanor Whitmore has been taking them.
Is there any way to move away from the like lesser pot of money that it seems like it's
No.
leaving money on the table?
No, the first pot of money must be used. So we converted 24 half days to 12 full days, 5-hour program. And that's what we were permitted to do. They originally took the second pot of money and they were going to make it the third. I fought for that. That was a competitive grant.
So we're about 20 under this time of year from registration last year?
Yes.
Do we have any information as to why we think that might be? Is it the population decrease, or is it just later than usual registrants? Is there any information?
You know, I don't know.
When does kindergarten registration open up?
Soon. Very
See,
shortly.
Is it, do you ever see a change when kindergarten registration opens up for the pre-K?
Well, we've captured almost all the students with the exception of maybe 3 or 4 that may be at a different pre-K program or being homeschooled by their parents. So at the most, maybe 66 kindergarten students entering in September. And you've seen that with first, and you're going to see that with second grade next year. The high school fluctuates. We had 380 last month. We're at 387.
If people were to continue registering, does the overflow into Eleanor Whitmore come back to us, or does it not?
I would say we need to make that decision. You know, the staffing is so difficult on the East End that Eleanor Whitmore would have to know, and we would have to let Scope know whether we really need that third class.
Right.
And we're not going to send kids there because we have enough for our own class.
They took the overflow.
Yes. Yeah, at the $5,400. Yes.
I mean, that's a good deal for us.
Yes.
So,
We want to see every student receive the services, and we have enough slots to do that. We budgeted 389 for the high school. You're at 387. Okay.
all right, any other questions on enrollment? All right, in that case, we'll go into public commentary number 2 on any other.
Just have one question on old business.
Yeah.
Actually, it's just something I'm trying to get information on. I know, Nancy's been trying to follow on this and trying to follow the news. On the state aid funding,
Yes.
what's the latest update that we got?
From
Are they
the,
releasing?
from the governor's office, the spokesperson, is very optimistic that it will be restored, but there will not be a budget for April 1st, which leaves a lot of districts with a lot of uncertainty. You can't put that money in if it's not there.
They don't think they're gonna come up with an answer before.
No, because of the holiday. They'll leave early to get home. They'll probably leave Wednesday night, I would imagine. They'll be off Holy Thursday and Good Friday. And then they're off Easter Monday. So they're not.
When you and I went to, they were talking, we're lucky August, we might get an answer. Did that change?
I think so. I think you'll see something, maybe mid-April. It's a cat and mouse game. It's, you give me this, I'll give you that. And I
In the
think
past, sometimes state aid has been restored in the fall, and all of a sudden you have some extra money, which is nice, but that has happened in the past before
You
where,
can't build your budget on that.
no, you can't.
All of our news now is
Mhm.
we are very fortunate. I'm glad you brought that up, Pat, because you read in the papers about a lot of layoffs. What those districts did that was, in my opinion, wrong, was they hired staff. Some opened up buildings to do the 8-foot distance during COVID.
Even with the COVID funds, people did this.
Correct. And now, with those funds really being gone by June 30th, they have to lay off lots of people. We did not do that here. We didn't hire staff. We purchased the stage that you saw. We did our baseball fields. We did the new desk that, is flexible seating. We did the desk shields. Everything on those grants came before the board, and we made some good decisions on how to use that money for one-time expenses versus something that we couldn't maintain after COVID.
Yeah, I know there were discussions early on about can we put, certain staff under that, and you're always like, no. Not a good idea, yeah.
It's like receiving an inheritance. If you start to, pay your monthly bills with it, and then the inheritance runs out, where are you gonna get that money? Versus buying, let's say, a down payment on a house or a car, a one-time expense that, you don't have to keep paying.
All right, well, hopefully we hear sooner rather than later. Any other questions at this time about any business? Okay.
Thank you, Pat, for that question.
So public commentary number 2, either calling in on LTV or here in person. If anybody has a question or a concern, something that they would like to bring to the board's attention, now would be the time to do so.
We have no callers at this time, Barbara.
Going once, going twice. All right, no takers. In that case, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion.
Second? All in
Next
favor?
board meeting is
Aye.
budget.
Thank you. The next board meeting is budget workshop on April 9th.